How's it going, Ephs fans? This weekend we're playing Bowdoin at 1 p.m. Check us out on Ephs Sports.
Shout out the Purple People Feeders, the Williams Sideline Quarterback Club, and you can go catch this episode on willienet.org.
Go
Ephs!
Come all ye sons of William, sing as we march down the field. Cheer till the hills and valleys ring, with never a thought to yield. We'll back the team in every game, with them in every play. Fling out the purple hair, for once again comes William's day.
Welcome to the Williams College Football Show, brought to you by the Williams Sideline Quarterback Club. I'm your host, Malcolm Smith. On today, we'll look back at the battle against Trinity. We'll look ahead to the Bowdoin game, and we'll talk with two current student-athletes, Leslie Williams and Ted Massingham. I'm joined on today's show, as always, by Williams College head football coach Mark Raymond. Mark, we are glad you're here.
Good to be here, Malcolm. Thank you.
One of the great battles that I've ever seen at Farley-Lamb Field took place on Saturday. Trinity came to town. Unfortunately, they left in overtime as a victor.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great game, Malcolm. Unfortunately, we came out on the wrong side of it, but really, two teams played real hard, competed at the highest level, and it was. I'm sure it was a great game to watch.
It was a fantastic game to watch, Coach. A game that close is not decided by. We can't talk about one or two plays. There were 30 or 40 plays, any one of which could have made a difference. We can talk about some big trends. Trinity got off to a quick start. They scored 14 points on their first two drives. Did we see anything new from them, or did it just take a little while to get going?
Yeah, I think we just came out a little bit slow. Gave a big play in the kicking game and a couple of big plays early. Then we settled in. Obviously, our offense really got going, and I think our defense just kind of settled in after that.
The offense certainly did get going, but it was a slow start. Punted our first two possessions and then clawed our way back in. Were we establishing what we wanted to do or adapting to what they were giving us? What was the formula there?
No, I mean, Trinity, they're going to do what they do. They have a good system. They have good players, and they're going to do what they do. Both sides of the ball. It's just up to us to start making some plays.
466 total yards on offense, 155 rushing, 311 passing. Big days for two sophomores, Zach Falls, 5 catches for 165 yards, including a 73-yard touchdown. And Jimmy Montesano, 7 catches, 76 yards, and 2 more touchdowns. We had some success through the air.
Yeah, Trinity was going to load up on the run, which they did early, and fortunately we have good players like Jimmy and Zach, and got some good protection, and Owen was made him pay.
Now we have had next man up all season. There's no exception on Saturday. I think on the first series we lost Holden Gering to an injury, who goes both ways for us. Did that have any kind of impact on the game plan or on what you're trying to do?
A little bit, just because he's involved in so much. We had to make some adjustments on offense and defense, but Justice came in and he did a great job on both sides of the ball.
Now, I'm going to say Trinity's best player, senior Nolan O'Brien, number 11. We did a pretty good job against him. Held him to 93 yards on 5 catches. That's significantly below his season average. He did have some rushing touchdowns. He had one punt return that he got some help on and got away from us a little bit, 57-yarder. Were you comfortable with the way that we held him in check?
Yeah, obviously, we did our best we could with him. He's an explosive player. But all in all, our guys did a nice job holding him down.
He's so strong and he's so fast at the same time. I thought we did a great job on him.
Also, Tyler DiNapoli, the senior rusher for Trinity, only 54 yards rushing on 19 carries. That's under 3 yards a carry. Got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, we did a really good job up front. I thought our defensive line played a really good game. Leslie Williams was at times dominant, and held a really good run game in check.
Certainly did. Very pleased with that. I think 10 tackles from Connor Atchison to lead the team. Zakai Moore right behind him with 9. All over the field again for Zakai. only 122 yards rushing for Trinity. They did get 300 yards passing and 15 completions, but pretty good effort overall.
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, the big plays hurt us. Gave up a couple really big plays in the passing game, and we have to do a better job.
All right, well, the numbers were so close in that game, you couldn't look at a stat sheet to figure out who won unless you saw the score. It was a proud day for all Ephs to see the team play with such heart and play so well. Obviously a tough loss. What do you tell a team after a game like that?
Yeah, obviously you're happy with how we played. We played with really good discipline, played hard, played physical football. We just came a few plays short. We need to do better in certain areas of the game.
All right, lots to be proud about from that game, and let's go look at some highlights right now.
Yeah, here's one of our rushing touchdowns here. Well, excuse me, this is the play action pass to Montesano in the back of the end zone. Really good job ball handling by Owen. Again, when we have the run game going, you can really can create some space for your receivers when people are nosing up for the stop the run. This is a really nice pass and catch here too, off of a little option play. Owen did a great job reading it, finding the open space to Jimmy once again.
Jimmy has a nose for the end zone.
He does. He's got a big target down in there and soft hands. And Owen's done a really good job of getting him the ball.
And you crossed him up there, no corner route that time, right to the middle.
No, yeah, this is the run play. I thought this is a really tough run. Good lead block by John Orris, and then physical run by, John Morven with the lead block, and then a really good physical run by John Orris to get in the end zone.
Riley O'Connell pushing his man out of the way. Great team effort.
It's a great finish. Yeah, I think this is a big over route to Zach Falls. Runs a great route, really an accurate throw. Mike McGrath comes in there to screen off the last possible defender and took it home. This is an outstanding throw and finish by Zach.
Zach showing some real speed after the catch there.
He did.
And I love the way Mikey comes back into the picture.
He does. It's a really great hustle play. He doesn't light them up. He just kind of screens them off. This is, our final play. They got a 2-minute drive going here, and Ben Yedid at the top of your screen has a great pass rush, throws a tackle by, strip sack, and Leslie Williams recovers it to give us another chance to go win it. It was just a great play.
Great celebration there.
Yeah, it was.
Big
You can see
moment.
him on the right of your screen here.
Number 93.
He's been done a great job rushing the passer all day. Throws him by, and strip sack, just phenomenal.
Welcome back to the Williams College Football Show. I'm your host, Malcolm Smith. I'm here with two Williams student athletes, Ted Massingham and Leslie Williams. Fellas, introduce yourselves to the folks. We'll start with you, Leslie. Your name, your year, your position, your number, your hometown, and your major.
Yes, sir. I'm Les Williams. I grew up in Montgomery, Texas. Economics major here. And I'm number 40.
All right, and over to you, Ted.
I'm Teddy Massingham. I'm from Duxbury, Massachusetts. I'm a D lineman with Leslie Williams here. I'm a senior, number 37, and I'm an economics major.
Guys, two economics majors, two seniors from very different parts of the world. Tell us before we get into that, I want to hear about your families. Ted, talk to us a little bit about your family. You're back there in Duxbury.
Yep. Yeah. From Duxbury, Mass. I got a mom, a dad, a brother, and a chocolate lab named Molly. My dad is actually a Williams graduate, year 93. So I've been here my whole life, coming to see the football team play. So I fell in love with it early. Love my family. They've been great supporters of me, and it's good for this senior year.
Now, your father is taking a leadership role with the famous Purple People Feeders and the parents of the organization. Tell us about what that group means to you guys.
It means everything. After a hard-fought game, we're looking for a meal, and they provide that to us. Pasta, pizza, meatballs, hot dogs, hamburgers. And it's a great job they do. My dad has a resident food expert, he does a good job. So
He certainly does. Unless you're a long way from home, so having the Purple People feeders taking care of you probably feels pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's great, especially for away games. You know, I'm always looking forward to seeing Mr. and Mrs. Massingham. They always look out for me, so I appreciate that. And all the parents that come out, serve us food, and provide the food, you know, we really appreciate that, especially when we're starving on the bus. So it always works out very nicely. Thank you, guys.
Indeed, thank you all very much. The parents are absolutely integral to everything that happens on the field. So Les, you're from Huntington, Texas, a suburb of Houston. Tell us a little bit about that and about your family there.
Yeah, so my parents are actually my dad's from the Northeast, my mom's from California, and they ended up moving down to Texas. And I grew up there my whole life. Loved it. Great football, great small town of Montgomery, birthplace of the flag. Very proud of that. And
The Texas flag.
Texas flag, yes sir, Texas flag.
The flag.
The flag.
amen.
And yeah, I think I would also like to point out how closely knit the football culture is down there and here. It's very similar to what I grew up with. There's so much passion in both areas, and I think it's awesome.
So tell us about that a little bit. College football in Texas is, I'm going to say it's a little bigger than it is in Massachusetts. It's not better because we have the Ephs. Do you have Division I college programs that you follow?
Yeah, I would say I follow the Aggies A&M pretty closely. A lot of my buddies go to school there. My sister's an engineering student there now, so shout out to her. But I also like UT ball. Pretty cool school. Go Horns. A little bit disappointed in Arch right now, but hopefully we get it back together.
Now, Christian Rivas on the team, as I understand, it's from Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Miami, Oklahoma. Any rivalry there between you two?
We're actually locker mates, so he's right next to me in the locker room, and every Red River rivalry, we always talk about it, and I always, tell him horns up, and he's always giving me the horns down for OU. But no bad blood. We love joking about it, and it's all a good time.
All right, Ted. You believe that?
Believe what, sir?
That there's no great rivalry between these two guys?
Oh, I'm sure there's something behind what he's saying right there, but football in Oklahoma and Texas runs deep, so I'm sure there's some hidden combats going on.
Indeed it does, but it also runs deep in Duxbury, your hometown.
It does.
The Duxbury Pipeline has been wonderful to Williams. Talk to us a little bit about your experience there with the Duxbury Pipeline to Williams College football.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tremendous program. They get us started early, in the weight room, on the field, every summer, early in the morning, and there's just a belief that we can beat anyone we play, and we just have great athletes. And there's a sense of pride coming from Duxbury and playing for the Dragons. And so we all respect that. And the guys in the locker room look out for each other because, we're from Duxbury and it runs deep.
It certainly does. We're such an honor to be having that coming in here and keeping the Williams football program rolling. You've been playing defensive end and some special teams. Talk to us about the special teams unit you're on.
Correct. Yeah. This past Saturday I was on kickoff, kick return, and PAT block. Thought we ran a mostly fluid operation. Obviously, places to improve everywhere.
Special teams is one of those units that doesn't get a lot of attention unless something goes wrong. So if you're not talking about special teams much, you've done your job well.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Well, it's a three-phase game, so we place a lot of emphasis on special teams, and we try to do very well.
Absolutely critically important. And Leslie, you've been playing defensive end a lot. So talk to the folks just a little bit, sort of tell them what a defensive end's responsibilities are, and also sort of how those played into a fumble recovery you had in our highlights.
Yeah, so for a defensive end, it's pretty interesting. Your role is not necessarily easy, but very straightforward, and a lot of effort and discipline is required. Every play, your job is either, we call it spill tech, kill the running back, that's how I call it, and then or contain the QB on a pass rush. Interestingly enough, I started out, me and Ted both, in the linebacker room with Coach Miggs. This year we're in there with Coach Ray. It's awesome. Love every second of it. It's a great group of guys. Probably the best group of guys we got. It's awesome, tight-knit in there.
It's a good crew.
Yeah, it's a great crew. So that fumble recovery was a contained play. I'm containing the quarterback on a pass rush. and I saw Ben on the other side of the line. I saw him get around that corner, bend, and hit that ball. I actually lost the ball. I thought it was in the pile, and it was. And I stood there for a second, and then I just saw it kind of jump out right on the floor right in front of me. So I got pretty lucky there. But it ended up working out. Got our team the ball back, so it was a good moment.
We'll take that. Lots of luck in football, no doubt about it. All right, guys, I want to talk a little bit more about your relationships here in the locker room. Who's the funniest teammate? Who keeps you laughing there?
That's really tough. There's a lot of funny guys in the D-line room especially. I think D-line's funniest guy would probably be Ryan Carney. And then outside of the D-line room, I would have to say that's tight battle between George Papadopoulos,
Pop's funny.
Rowan Stenson, hilarious guy. I mean,
Comedians.
everybody could crack a good joke every once in a while, so yeah.
Ted, you want to amplify on that at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and repeat Leslie's first answer, Ryan Carney. We have a great time out at practice, listening to music, and we like to put our own spin on some of the songs, with some remixes and change the lyrics, and we have a fun time with that, so it makes practice go quicker.
All right, good times there. So that's football. If this was baseball and you're a hitter, what would your walk-up song be, Ted?
I would do Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
That'll get you going.
Get me fired up.
Les, how about you? Your walk-up song?
Anything by Fetty Wap. Probably Mine Again. That's one of the go-to songs there.
All right. And I understand you guys
Had some time away from campus, I guess last spring. You both studied away your junior year. Les, why don't we start with you? Tell us where you went and what you did.
Yes, sir. So I went to Florence, Italy. Studied business there. It was a pretty awesome experience overall. I actually got to go visit this guy out in Rome a few times. He came visit us in Florence. So went out there with George Papadopoulos and Calvin Petitella. Had a great time. Had some cool roommates. Explored the Italian countryside. Ate a lot of good food. Did a lot of museum tours. And took some pretty interesting classes. Yes, sir.
Perhaps we should have conducted this interview in Italian. We could have spoken.
maybe not. Ted, tell us about Rome.
I had a blast. Rome's a great city, a lot of history. I took Latin classes my middle and high school career, so I was all in on the Roman mythology, learning about Caesar, Augustus, etc. But even beyond Rome, just being able to be in Europe, visiting all different countries, different cities, different languages, different foods. It was a very good culminating experience, and we had a great group of guys there to do it, so it's a blast.
You guys are obviously good
Travelers. I want to ask you about sort of the best summer vacation you ever went on.
Where'd you go? What'd you do, Ted?
I went to the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana with my family. This was, I was probably 12 years old, and I still remember it. My favorite part was the all-inclusive food. You could eat and drink pizza, chicken nuggets, french fries, you name it. It was endless, so I had a great time doing that.
All right. The endless food in the Dominican Republic. Les, how about you?
I don't know if I could beat endless food, but I would probably have to say I'm a pretty big beach guy, so Destin, Florida's kind of my family's go-to spot. Sarasota's nice as well. Key West, we're a big Florida family, so I like to go out there, do some fishing, some bridge fishing, sometimes off the beach. Don't get too lucky sometimes, but every once in a while I'll get something good.
That sounds great.
Both great vacations. Yep. I'm going to ask you something. Now, I've been asking the other guys whether they would rather have a final paper or final exam. Nobody likes final exams, apparently. So we're going to change it up a little bit. I understand group projects are sometimes what we do now, not just write a paper. Would you rather write a paper or do that project? Les, we'll start with you.
I think it's a pretty balanced situation here, because if you get stuck with a group presentation and somebody's not working too hard, it's kind of a pain. But we have a good deal breaker with that. We got some guys in everybody's class that so everybody works together, helps each other out in these group presentations and projects. So I'd probably have to go with that answer, like working with my teammates in class and working with some other teams as well, especially tennis. Those are some good guys to work with. Kind of bounce around different groups. So I'd probably go group presentation.
Safety in numbers, a group presentation. Ted, how about you? A paper or project?
I'd have to agree with Leslie on this one. I do presentation, football being a team sport. I grew up being a teammate and a team player, so I'd say a group presentation because, everyone has their specific duty to what they have to do to fulfill the project. And as long as you hone in on that aspect, you're going to come out with a good project with your group.
You guys obviously like other people, being part of a team. I'm going to flip the tables on you a little bit. I want to hear about the most remote place you've ever been, away from people or maybe just separated from people. We'll start with you, Ted. The most remote place you've ever been. How'd you like it? Or did you?
I would say I did like it. Just going off pure definition in terms of remoteness, I'd say I was a skier in my middle school career, not professionally, just more of a leisure sport. But I'd say hitting the peak of a mountain, near close time, gets pretty remote up there. So I'd say in terms of the definition, the top of a ski resort.
You're hoping they don't leave you up there just by mistake.
Exactly. I do have faith in my skiing capabilities, but yeah, no, I'd like to get down to the mountain instead of being on top.
Absolutely. Les, how about you? The most remote place you can remember ever being and how you liked it?
Mm-hmm. I think the remote place I ever went was actually abroad and to Modena, Italy, where Ferrari, Lamborghini, Pagani, Maserati, they all have factories there. So I'm a huge car guy. I went out there to check it out. It's very hard to get around because essentially you get there on a train station and it's all farmland. So you get into a car and just keep driving until you see a factory. And I loved it. I got to focus on what I like, cars, checking them out, reading about them, going to the museums.
Did you get any test drives in any of those? Ferraris, Lamborghinis?
Man, I wish. I don't have a job yet, so we'll see about that later.
Well, thank you for that segue. That's a perfect segue to my last and final question for you guys. You're both seniors. You'll be graduating from Williams, I'm sure. What do you hope to be doing a year from now? And Les, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I want to work in the oil and gas field. Houston, close to home. Haven't really decided what pathway I'm going to take with that yet, but that's where I'm at.
Okay, going back home.
Yes, sir.
Ted, how about you? What do you hope to be doing a year from now?
Still a lot of work to do on that front, I'd say. I got to be reaching out to people, getting done to the interviews. I had an internship this summer at a construction management firm, which was a great experience and a lot of fun. So I could see myself going to that world, surely, but a lot of work to do and a lot of stuff to figure out.
All right. Well, folks, you can watch these two guys and their Ephs teammates take on the Bolden Polar Bears this Saturday the 4th at 1 p.m. in Brunswick. You can watch that game at ephsports.williams.edu. Teddy Massingham, Les Williams, I want to thank you both for being with me today.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Go Ephs!
Go Ephs!
Go Ephs!
Welcome back to the Williams College Football Show. I'm your host, Malcolm Smith. Next up, Coach, the Bolden Polar Bears in Brunswick. That's October the 4th at 1 p.m. And that'll be on ephsports.williams.edu. I want to talk about the Bolden team, but first, I want to talk about NESCAC a little bit.
Sure.
You've said several times how competitive a league it is, top to bottom. To wit, Coach, 6 teams now tied at 2-1. There are no undefeated teams in the conference, only 3 games in. Trinity, Tufts, Middlebury, all 2-1. And of course, the little 3, Williams, Wesleyan, and those other guys, also at 2-1. Mm-hmm. 3 teams at 1-2. That's Colby, Bates, and Hamilton. And then Bolden at 0-3. Why is the conference so competitive this year?
Yeah, it certainly is, right? It's every week, everybody's got a chance. And I think, just a lot more parity. Everybody's there's good coaches on every college and good players, and everybody has a chance to win. It's just nobody's a real dominant team yet this year. I'm sure as the course of the year goes on, people will separate. But right now, you can see it's up for grabs.
Well, let's talk about that because it really is up for grabs. So week 1, we had the Bates Bobcats, who haven't had a lot of success lately, although they finished well last year, defeating Amherst in overtime. Warmed my heart. Week 2, we had Tufts defeating Wesleyan in a squeaker 22-20. And then week 3, we had Amherst come in and beat Tufts, and it wasn't close. It was 30-13. So really no clear leader right now.
No, not at all. Like I said, there's good teams, and you're going to have to be up every week.
Now, we're only 3 games into the schedule, so you can't really tell a lot in 3 games when you look at the league stats. Williams has been strong. First in total offense, both scoring and total yards, as well as first in rushing. We got the number 1 and 2 rushers in the entire conference in Owen Johansen and John Orris. Defense, first in scoring, first in rushing defense, 9th in passing. Are you comfortable with how we're stacking up?
Yeah, for sure. These guys are playing great. Like I said, we just got to be a little bit more consistent on defense and eliminate some big plays, and we'll hopefully rectify that stuff this week.
Okay, well, let's talk about that, because Bowden, again, lost last week at Hamilton, 27-13. Gave up 449 yards total offense, but only 134 rushing. How are we going to come at the Polar Bears?
Yeah, I mean, they create a lot of problems with their defense. They're very aggressive, with a lot of stunting and blitzing, and put a lot of people on the line of scrimmage. So we're going to have to, really be on track with our line and again, be able to be balanced with some run and pass.
Bowden's coming in hot. They had a season-high 279 yards last week against Hamilton. Passing and rushing, both essentially the same. It's a balanced attack.
Yeah, they are. They played 3 or 4 different quarterbacks. Each one has a different skill set, so we're gonna have to be ready for each one of them when they come into the game.
They also have apparently a pair of solid running backs. Senior Ryan Linsky, I believe, played the first 2 games, averaged 70 yards a game. That's 4th in the conference. He did not play last week, as I understand it. Didn't make much difference. Sophomore Nelson Dorsey, number 3, 83 yards rushing.
Yeah, he's solid. He had a solid game. He's got quickness. They'll pound it. They'll get in 2 backs and 2 tight ends, and they'll come after you. So we're gonna have to be up to the task physically.
Now their tackling is led by a couple of sophomore linebackers, Zach Taylor, number 5, and Owen Lydon, number 29. How do we keep those guys from controlling the game?
Yeah, like I said, they're very aggressive. We're gonna have to, use some misdirection. Gonna have to loosen them up with the passing game and get a body on them when we can.
And last but not least on defense for the Polar Bears, Angus Leary, number 11, a sophomore defensive lineman. First in the conference in tackles for loss per game. He's averaging over 2 tackles for loss per game.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's strong. He's got really good quickness, and like I said, they kind of use him to stunt and blitz and get into the backfield.
All right, so quick summary, the keys to the game on offense and defense. What do we need to focus on?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we have to eliminate big plays. We gave Hamilton, and again this week we got to eliminate that stuff, and then offensively just be able to take care of the ball and play a balanced game, rushing and throwing the ball.
All right. Well, the Bowden Polar Bears are going to be hungry for that first win, and we're going to be ready for them. That's up in Brunswick, Saturday, October the 4th at 1 p.m. You can catch the game on evesports.williams.edu. Coach, thanks again for being with us.
Malcolm.
All right, go Ephs.
Come all ye sons of William, sing, as we march down the field. Cheer till the hills and valleys ring, with never a thought to yield. We'll back the team in every game, with them in every play. Fling out the purple hair, for once again comes William's day.
How's it going, Ephs fans? This weekend we're playing Bowden at 1 p.m. Check us out on Ephs Sports.
Shout out the Purple People Feeders, the Williams Sideline Quarterback Club, and you can go catch this episode on willienet.org.
Go Ephs!